welcome back to another rebuild challenge here on the Red Vibe channel. Today's focus, of course, Leeds United, who recently parted ways with Marcelo Bielsa. We salute you. So in real life, Jesse Marsch is the guy who's been tasked with trying to keep Leeds up this season. They are in a relegation scrap. In the FIFA realm, though, it's going to be another Red Vibe rebuild challenge here. We got £39 million with Leeds United, which is actually decent comparatively to some of the other teams that are in the bottom half, let's say, of the Premier League table. I'm going to aim for a top 12 finish in a quarter-final. That is going to be my objectives here in the first season of the rebuild challenge. Don't forget to like it. Let me know if you want a second season down in the comments. And of course, for all you guys who are seeing this as the first rebuild on the channel, here are the rules. I can only make up to 3 signings in the first summer transfer window. We can make an additional 1 signing in the winter transfer window if we want to. We can only promote 1 player from the youth academy each season. The entire season then is simulated with the exception of the last competitive game. So there you have it. Those are the rules, and we're going to jump straight in to the transfer activity that we've done as Leeds United manager. So our first signing on the 11th of July was James Justin, the fullback, versatile fullback, can play left and right back. And we bought him from Leicester for 10.85 mil. That is a bargain for a very young, talented English player. So he is the first of the 3 signings we're allowed to make. We then shipped off McKinstry, one of the youngsters, 18 years old. I think he's a right mid. Oh, it literally says right mid there. He goes on loan to Heidenheim. Never heard of that team before. Good luck to you, McKinstry. This was our big signing then, and he came from Atalanta. If you don't know, obviously there's an issue with the Serie A teams. That Bergamo Calcio is actually Atalanta, who are flying at the moment in the grand scheme of Italian football. Coop Miners, though, we have signed before a couple of FIFAs ago for Charlton on the Charlton career mode that I do pretty much every single season. And we have signed him for £34 million. So he is, again, our main signing. And you can see overall we've spent sort of 44-ish million there, which is more than our transfer budget allowed. We moved some sliders around. We sold a couple of players. We moved some stuff around and we were able to pull that one off. We then sent Jenkins, another one of our youngsters, off to the German league. I think that's the German Bundesliga 2. Dusseldorf was his destination. He's a 19-year-old CDM, so he's going to go get some game time. Luke Ayling was one of our main sort of first-team casualties as we look to sell a couple of players to get some money. So £7 million for, I think he's the Leeds captain, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's certainly a leadership figure among the Leeds players anyway. He's obviously 30, he's a senior player, and he is a very solid right back, but I see a brighter future for Leeds with some young talent coming through. So £7 million to Monaco. Good luck to you, Luke Ayling. We salute you, sir. He served Leeds very well, as we know. We also sold Forshaw to Southampton as they're looking to bolster their midfield options. 2.6 million for him. Another player who served Leeds very well, so we salute him as well. And this was our final incoming signing of the summer, and we do bring in Moukoko from Borussia Dortmund for 3.55 million. Now, I will show you how much money we've got left in a second. It's a fair amount if we do want to bring someone in January, and I'll also show you how we got on in our pre-season tournament and in the first month of the season on the pitch as well. But we've got a couple more outgoings, including Klitsch, who moves on to Galatasaray, 2.45 million. You can see we're just recuperating a bit of money here. And finally, we sent our youngster forward Greenwood out to Genk. So some good business there, I'd say. Let me know how you rate that business just off the bat. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. And this is what the squad looks like, guys. So Meslier in goal. Obviously, he's a young keeper. He's going to grow a fair bit. He's got really high potential on this game, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, if we do get an injury to Meslier, we're a bit screwed. But I'm just going to bank on the fact that that won't happen. It has happened to me in rebuild challenges before, but we hope it doesn't today. The squad looks like this then. Rafinha, our star player, really. Calvin Phillips coming in. Obviously, he's injured in real life. He's our captain at CDM. Justin straight into right back. And we've also got Coop Miners, who comes straight into the starting 11 with Moukoko, the other new signing, on the bench. You'll see here the squad's fairly small, but we've got some good players coming through. Somerville, Gelhardt. We've got some good squad players like Cooper, and we've got some really good players on the bench here. Harrison, Dallas, Shackleton, Koch as well. I'm really looking forward to using this Leeds team. In terms of tactics, we're setting up for now with a press after possession loss defensive style and a balanced offensive play. We'll see how that works out for us, and then after we have seen a couple of results, we may end up changing it, but not for now. That's the plan for this season. This is the formation, which is Leeds' formation in real life. Let's see how we've done in the pre-season tournament and, of course, in our first month of the Premier League. And we did actually end up winning our group in the pre-season tournament. We did come through it undefeated. 2 draws and a win against Frankfurt. We made it then to the semi-finals where we actually defeated Borussia Mönchengladbach, which was a really good win. 2-0 as well, kept a clean sheet in that one. I'm pretty sure Rafinha was a real star player in that tournament. And then we got to the final, and for once in a rebuild challenge, we actually won the pre-season cup. So that unlocked about £6-7 million for us, additional to our transfer budget. And of course, with the additional outgoings and stuff like that, we end up with a £21.32 million budget going into January. Let's find out finally, before we move on, how we've got on the pitch in the first month of the season. So August looked a little bit like this. We started off poorly. 1-0 loss to Man United, a 3-2 home loss. You don't want to be seeing that at Ellen Road, to Everton. And then we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by a lower league opponent. We lost on penalties to Middlesbrough, 4-3. That's not good. However, we put that behind us. We went to Turf Moor and we got the 3 points that we needed and a clean sheet as well. More like the form we saw in the pre-season tournament, a 2-0 win against Burnley. Meaning, going into September, after the transfer window has shut, we are 15th with 3 points on the board. We need to improve that. Hopefully we can. Let's see how we do in the next month of September. You know what? It was a promising start getting a point off of Liverpool. 0-0. You don't see many of those with the old Bielsa Leeds anyway. Normally quite an exciting match you'd see every time you watch the Leeds game. But Newcastle beat us 2-0, which was a real annoying result because you don't want to be losing to teams like that when we're trying to build a brand new project here at Leeds. And we did, though, bounce back against West Ham with a 2-1 victory, which is actually a decent result against the team that currently are going for Champions League places. So we'll take the positives. We need to be getting more points per month on the board on average. We've got some very winnable games here. Watford, Southampton, Wolves probably the most difficult this month. And then we also have Norwich at the end of the month. So in October here, I probably want to take 7 to 9 points at a minimum. Oh, I'd love to see a little 12-pointer, but we'll see. In terms of who we've inherited in the youth academy, we do have one potentially good guy here, Nacho Carvajal from Uruguay. His potential's got quite a big bandwidth there, 73 to 87. But if it's on the upper end of that, we could be looking at a good player. I'm not that confident he is going to turn out good, and in which case we might end up actually investing into our youth academy, or potentially just completely ignoring it and just going for someone on the transfer market with all the money we've got. So we'll see about that. But this guy, I'm going to keep my eyes on him. Oh, this could be a good month, guys. What do you think? Oh, it's a 2-0 win to end it off. We do take 10 points from those 4 games. That is really solid. That is like upper mid-table form. I know we haven't come across any mad opponents there. Wolves are a good side though, and we did beat them. The draw against Watford, a little disappointing, but overall, you can't complain and turn your nose up at 10 points from those 4 fixtures. So, after the month of October is finished, we do find ourselves 6 in the table on equal points with Man City. Okay, this is going pretty well. More of the same, please, Leeds. Yeah, okay, fair to say the momentum has died down a little bit in November here. We lost 2 games back-to-back, 2-0 defeats to Leicester and Spurs. You know, fair enough because they are really good sides, but really disappointing to not pick up even like a point somewhere. We then bounce back with a win against Brighton. That's a good result there. And then a 0-0 draw, pretty mid against Crystal Palace. Moving on to December then, we've got 6 fixtures here, some tough ones. Oh, we've literally got Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool in a row. And I mean, Brentford and Villa won't be easy games either, but if we can pick up like 3 to 6 points out of the big 4 here, Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, I'll be happy. But this is going to be tough. We're currently 7th in the league. After this run of fixtures, I'll be happy to still be in the top 10, I'll be honest with you. We'll see how it goes anyway. Oh, okay, that's a bit annoying. It could be worse, but Rodrigo sprains his ankle for 4 weeks, which this is like the middle of December. So that's annoying. He'll be back for the middle of January, I guess. So we're going to miss out on him for 2 of the really big games here. But you'll see halfway through this month, we have actually defeated Chelsea already. So that's already 3 points from 2 of the games, but we've still got Arsenal and Liverpool to contend with here. Whoa, okay, a 2-0 loss to Arsenal, followed by a win against Liverpool, and then a 2-1 loss against Villa at home. We were a bit bipolar there, for lack of a better word. We take 7 points from those 6 games. So, it's average. It's average. Let's see where we are going into the January transfer window in the table. After 20 games played then, we've got 28 points. We sit 8th, so we are sort of on course to finish in the top 12. Maybe we need to aim a little bit higher. I mean, we're in reach of Newcastle in 6th there. Newcastle have had a fantastic season under Eddie Howe there. Just 4 points away from like some of the big hitters, Chelsea and Man City. So that is interesting. We've still got like glory in our reach somewhat, and that would be obviously qualifying for Europe. Of course, we are in January, and it's worth just having a look at the squad hub here. We've got like maybe 10 players out on loan, and our squad is kind of small in numbers. We've shipped a couple more players out on loan at the beginning of January, some of the youngsters as well. It might be worth calling some of the more senior guys back, like Costa, maybe Poveda, just to bolster our numbers a little bit, and maybe even sell some of them on, like I say, to get some money to make that one real key signing in Jan. I'm on the 30th of January now, guys, and we haven't been able to ship out many of the guys that we brought back from loan. Spoiler for some of the ratings of some of our players here. It's good to see that a lot of our players are developing well. Lorente up to an 80, Stroik's doing well, Koopmeiners up to an 81, Phillips 84 in CDM, Rafinha on the right there at an 85 rated. But yeah, we have brought back a lot of players from loan. De Bock, we're looking to sell him. We haven't got an offer in yet. Costa, same for him to generate some more money. He's worth like 5-6 mil. Casilla, again, another one we're trying to sell, but we haven't managed to yet. And Poveda, we've brought back Leif Davis. We've brought back this guy, Drame, and then we've also converted him to a left back. So, 2 or 3 of these guys, I would pretty much say the sole purpose I brought them back was to sell them, and we haven't managed to do that yet, but we are still trying. Not long left to do it now. It is going to be deadline day in a minute, and we do have about 25 million sitting there. I mean, we've got a lot of money to splash on a really big player. It's just about making the right decision. So guys, we've made our signing, and here he is. It's the new number 25 for Leeds, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Look at this random amount of money that we paid for him, 27.462 million, but that's not all it took. Obviously, that looks cheap for Calvert-Lewin, but we did have to send Patrick Bamford the other way, which is a shame. 28-year-old English striker, really, really good for Leeds over the last few years, but I do feel like Calvert-Lewin, obviously he's 24, he's younger, and overall I think he is an upgrade. He is a bit more elite. So Calvert-Lewin is going to lead the line for Leeds for the rest of the season. Is this going to be the signing that takes us up to like a top 6, top 7 kind of vibe at the end of the season? We'll see. And that is the end of that, the end of deadline day, guys. We didn't manage to ship out any of the players we wanted to. We might have to release 1 or 2, which I'll get to in a second. I bet there's some bids here. We do have a transfer for Rafinha from Benfica. We don't want to get rid of Rafinha anyway, like even if they offer us a really good swap player. So this is the squad anyway that we're rolling with in the second half of the season. Meslier's gone up to an 81 and he's on a +5 form, which means he's already like almost elite level of goalkeeping. The back line's looking stronger as well. Justin and Firpo, our fullbacks, nearly at 80 ratings. They are quite quick fullbacks as well, so looking forward to how they develop. We've got Stroik and Lorente having a really good partnership at the moment in centre-back. Then Calvin Phillips, one of our star men in CDM, up to an 84, with Koopmeiners and Rodrigo just ahead of him. Rafinha's over here on the right, an 85 at a +6, which obviously, quick maths, 91 rating at the moment. And then we got Dan James over here on the left, and Calvert-Lewin now leading the line, who hopefully can come up with some more goals. I think Bamford had scored 5 for us at the point in which he left. 5 in the season, in the first half of the season's okay. Hopefully Calvert-Lewin can get more than 5 though in the second half of the season. He already grabbed, I think, 7 for Everton, so we'll have to see what he comes up with for Leeds. We are currently 10th in the table, so we need to up our game a little bit. Let's have a look at our results then in January. So, having a look at the month of January, we did start off with a 2-1 win against Burnley, and then we also kind of thrashed Blackpool in the FA Cup 4-0. A 1-1 draw against Leeds, a 4-0 home loss to Newcastle, who are flying this season, which was a real shame. And then we followed that with a victory against Leicester in the FA Cup. So we're through to potentially the quarter-final of the FA Cup now, which is really good, but we still got lots more football to play this season, guys. And it's Villa, Everton, Man U, and Spurs coming up in Feb. Right, before we move on, just to confirm all of our transfer dealings in Jan. So McCarron went on loan to UD Ibiza. Cooper was signed by Arsenal for 5.8 million. A weird signing from an Arsenal point of view, but I wanted all the money I could get to get that extremely good player through the door, and we did that with Calvert-Lewin. Cresswell went on loan to Almeria, and then, yeah, of course, that Calvert-Lewin deal to get him to Leeds cost us a fortune, and Bamford, but I'm hoping it's worth it. Come on, let's see what we do in Feb. And a little bit too late, we have sold Helder Costa to Monaco, so he goes and joins, I think it was Ayling who went to Monaco, wasn't it? So he joins his ex-Leeds teammate. So I guess a little bit more irrelevant transfer news here in a way. Kiko Casilla does finally get sold officially to Torino for 710k. Oh, that's a good result against Man U there, against one of our rivals. Just waiting to see how we do in the Spurs game, which we get a draw from. So we are undefeated here in the month of February. A draw against Villa, a draw against Everton. Two teams that I would say we're about the same size sort of club as those two clubs. Then we do beat our rivals, Manchester United, and we do get a draw against Spurs. It's not the worst month in the world, to be honest. Let's move on to March, where we have Blackburn in the Cup, Leicester, Norwich, and Wolves in the league. Come on, Leeds. And then March was... it was a mixed bag, wasn't it? We beat Blackburn in the FA Cup, beat Leicester away, and then after that, we're knocked out of the Cup by Chelsea. I'm hoping that's at least the quarter-final. I think it is if we're as far as March and we're still in the FA Cup. So that would be on target with the objectives I set for us at the beginning of this rebuild challenge. We then drew 1-1 with Wolves in the league. And we now move on to April. I've already played one of the games here on the 2nd. We lost 2-1 to Southampton. That could be a really big loss for us, because if we're trying to get top 6 now, we've exceeded all expectations, we're aiming for that. That is not the kind of result that gets you top 6. However, more games to play. And our last game is going to be against Brentford, which, of course, as you guys know, we're going to play that one. So we've got a lot of winnable fixtures between now and then. Let's see what we can do. Man, we're such a weird team. We lose to Southampton, beat Watford, as you'd hopefully expect, given how good we've made this Leeds team this season. We lose to Chelsea. Okay, you kind of expect that again. It'd be nice to get a point off them. We then draw 1-1 to Norwich. That's not what you want to see. But then after that, we beat Manchester City. If we could have just turned that Norwich game and that Southampton game into like 3 points, I reckon we could be in with a shout of top 6. As it stands, however, going into May, we are 9th. We can catch Aston Villa definitely in 7th. That's realistic. However, catching Newcastle, who have, again, a fantastic season, up in 6th there, we need to claw like 8 points to get them, to catch up with them. And, you know, there's 4 games left, so I don't see that happening. But we could still go for Europa Conference League, and that would be an amazing season. Even 9th would be a good season, but we do want to try and push on now in these last few fixtures. All right, let's let this all play out live. We get the win against Arsenal. Then we go to Palace and draw. We have to get a win here, which we do against Brighton. Now, I think we might be in with a shot of 7th here. We're 9th. Oh, we can get it. I always love it when we get to this last game and there is actually something to play for. Arsenal and Aston Villa, however, are currently above us. Aston Villa with 2 games in hand. So, you'd have to see Aston Villa take a maximum of 1 point out of their last 2 games, which is kind of unlikely. Who have they got? They are playing Manchester City away and Crystal Palace at home. So it's conceivable, it's very conceivable that we could get 7th. We're going to try, we're going to play Brentford anyway. Look, if we just do our business, there's always a chance. So we win the game and then we worry about other results after. So here we are, it all comes down to this, guys. It's an away game against Brentford. And I'll just remind you again, there's a chance here if we do come out victorious that we could get European football for Leeds. It's going to be a tough game. They've got some good players. There's one of them right there, Mbuemo, or Mbermo, as they've been calling him this season on Match of the Day and various other commentary. Anyway, Brentford are the opponents. Let's see how the 2 teams line up. So Brentford have Alvaro in goal, Roslev, Asia, Janssen, Jarlo and Henry at the back. Eriksson does start with Norgard and someone else. It goes so quick, doesn't it? And Mbuemo and Tony in the striking positions. Alvaro, there you can see the goalkeeper. I think I started my commentary a bit late there. A couple of subs that are familiar with Brentford. And Meslier in goal for us. Justin, Lorente, Stroik and Firpo at the back. Calvin Phillips at CDM. Rafinha, Koopmeiners and Rodrigo in midfield with Daniel James. And what the hell was that? That was such a weird way that it just showed us the team. Anyway, there it is. You can see the shape. Right there, there's the team huddle. We're playing in the lovely blue kit, the blue away kit. And we are going to hopefully get the win here. Who's going to be our star player? Eriksson here. Norgard skipping forward with the ball. Uh-oh. Tony to Mbuemo. It's a good block in the end. Here we go. The ex-Man United winger, Dan James, up the left-hand side. Look at this pace that this man's got. 95 to be exact. Can we do Rorslev here on the right? We almost did. Oh, look at this passing opportunity. All right, back in. One more. Bang! It's a goal for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. In 7 minutes, that's all it took to get us on the score sheet. What a finish from Calvert-Lewin. It was a good counter-attack. Dan James's pace, couple little passes, and then who was waiting in the middle? Of course, it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Look at that from Dan James. Rolled it onto his right. And a pass from, I think that was Rodrigo, into Calvert-Lewin. Smashed it into the back of the net. And we already take a 1-goal lead here at Brentford. Here we go again. It's Junior Firpo. That's not the angle of that pass I wanted. We're on the back foot here, and Mbuemo, Ivan Toney, past the keeper, or the defender, sorry, and, well, he did get it past the keeper at the end, but also past the post. He's dragged it wide. Ivan Toney with a golden chance there. Meslier was beaten, but Tony's shot just not accurate enough, and he's fuming with himself. Another chance here for Brentford. Linking up is, I think that was Henry and Tony. We've managed to defend it. Rafinha with a little pass into Koopmeiners. I feel like the new update has really positively affected the gameplay. Here's Junior Firpo surging down the left. Look at that back post opportunity to cross. Oh, not quite what I wanted. We've still got the ball. Rodrigo into Calvert-Lewin. Pulls just... Oh, what a piece of centre-forward play from Calvert-Lewin. He just pulled into some space there. It was so intelligent. He gets the ball. He turns. He strikes with his left foot. And he's giving it to the Brentford posse. Watch out, Brentford fans. Dominic's coming for you. Not in a sexual way, more in an aggressive way. Let's move on. It's a great finish. A left-footed strike past the keeper. 2-0 leads. Let's go. Anyway, we're defending another chance. Phillips getting in a lovely tackle. And Rodrigo's giving it away. Here comes Onyeka. I don't know why I committed to that. Here's Rorslev coming up the right. Oh, he's 1-2'd me against my will. And he's got a chance to cross it in. No way have they missed that, but Brentford. No way have they missed that. There's two really golden opportunities that have gone begging here for Brentford, and somehow we find ourselves still with a clean sheet. Here's Phillips. Oh, we've been tackled. Phillips was dawdling on it. A little back heel to Ivan Toney. And that's not the player I wanted to slide with. Not at all. Struijk gets his foot in the way. And we've got it. Okay. Here's Calvert-Lewin, receives the ball from Junior Firpo, plays it up to Dan James, who might have wriggled himself some space here to just burst through on goal. He is through on goal. He shoots and he scores. And it's 3-0 to Leeds in the first half there. And that is Dan James's pace epitomised. The good finish at the end of it. And he has a little cup of tea with the boy Rafinha, who potentially fed him there. I don't think it was him though. Anyway, look at that pace from Dan James, just dribbling in on the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's going to be petrified looking at that sort of pace running at you. And another great finish to put Leeds 3-0 up here. Come on! All right, it's going to be half-time here. We've successfully defended a chance. And Tony's messed it up again. Meslier grasps the ball, but it doesn't matter. It's half-time. And the score is 3-0 to Leeds. We've had an absolutely dominant display here. It's embarrassing if you're a Brentford fan, to be honest. The team just has not got going. They to be fair, actually, do you know what? I'm being a bit harsh. They did have two really good opportunities, but Ivan Toney is just not quite finished. He hasn't got his finishing boots on today, you know. Anyway, looking elsewhere, Arsenal are currently taking a point off of Everton, being held to a draw there. Villa are losing to Man City, so I didn't see their game in hand. I didn't see that result against Palace, but if they lose that, we have a chance. Phillips surging forward now, playing it out to Justin, who puts a cross in. No one marking him. It's got to be a goal. Is that onside? Dan James, right place, right time, and it's 4-0 to Leeds. The ricochets, the bounces were very lucky on my behalf there. I'd be fuming if a goal like that went in against me. However, Dan James on the score sheet yet again. He's got 2 goals in this game. That was a really good cross from Justin. The shot blocked, bounces to James, and he tucks it away for 4-0. And I think that might be the first right-footed goal we've scored. Doesn't really matter, but I just think that's a fact. 4-0, we're loving it. All right, here's Llorente. Oh, he's been tackled by Tony. And here comes Jensen with a bit of pace. Is he going to score it? He shoots. And he does get a consolation goal for Brentford. We lost out there. Made a mistake. And we allowed Brentford to come in and punish us. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Maybe it would for goal difference. Who knows? But 4-1 now. If that actually matters for goal difference, I'll be so angry. I'll be so annoyed. Llorente, I think it was, losing out, and it's a good finish. Meslier couldn't get there. 4-1. Uh-oh. We're wide open again. Young Coombs playing through. Sastre for Tony. Meslier with the stupendous save. And Tony couldn't get there on the follow-up. Oh, and apparently it's a goal kick, which should be now the final action. And I think it will be full-time if we switch this ball. And it is. We do unfortunately concede in the dying embers of that game. However, overall, a 4-1 win. We now just got to hope that, I think, Arsenal lose. Bro, I'm so dripped out. My manager is so dripped out. Thomas Frank doesn't quite look like Thomas Frank there, does he, as well? Anyway, these are all issues we don't really care about. What we do care about are the results elsewhere. So, before we do that, let's have a look at the player performances there. Calvert-Lewin, unsurprisingly, with the man of the match, a 2-goal and 1 assist performance from him, an 8.9 overall. Dan James also with an 8.6. Cook Miners apparently played really well, got an assist. I was a bit frustrated with him. He was a bit clunky, but he did have good moments. And overall, we had a really good display there all round. So look, I'm just going to skip advance. Arsenal drew. Villa lost. Where do we finish? Where do we finish? It's in 8th position, so Aston Villa must have defeated Crystal Palace in their spare game, which means we, by 2 points, miss out on European football for next season. But overall, great season for Leeds. That's just such a gutting way to finish it. Newcastle and Villa just beating us to being sort of the best of the rest, I suppose. And we did finish above Arsenal, which is also really impressive. Going down then, Brentford survived. They actually did quite well this season, 37 points. Watford, Norwich and Southampton rock bottom there. And if we go to the I think this is the FA Cup, we did get to the quarter-final and lose to Chelsea. So we pretty much hit that objective on the head as well. So all that's left to see is who were my top scorers and top assisters. Calvert-Lewin came through with 15 goals in the Prem. I believe around 8, 9, 10 of those in that sort of region were for Leeds. So he did improve on Bamford's output, actually. Rafinha with the 12 goals in all comps. Rodrigo as well with a good goal scoring season. He got 10 in the Prem. Cook Miners scored a few as well. Harrison, Dallas, who actually played 14 games in the Prem. Costa, Justin, Llorente. Let's keep going down so you can see all of the contributors. Those were James's only 2 goals. Wow. I thought he was going to be scoring like 10 goals this season for us at least. There we go. And then if we go to assists, we've got Cook Miners, Rodrigo and Calvert-Lewin all joined on 7. Rafinha on 4. Phillips and Costa on 3. Dallas on 2. And a few players on 1 down there as well. So there you go. I'll leave you with that sight right there of the squad that we actually ended up with in this Leeds Rebuild Challenge. I'm really impressed with the squad we've managed to build. Unfortunately, we fell a little bit short of Europe, but we did hit our objectives of finishing in the quarterfinal, and we also finished in the top 12 quite comfortably in the Premier League. A season 2 with this Leeds team would almost definitely be a top 4 chase, 100%. Rafinha, Calvin Phillips, Meslier, Calvert-Lewin. We've got some unbelievable talent here, guys. If you've enjoyed this rebuild challenge, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe as well to all of the channels of Red Vibe. We've got Red Vibe over here with the career mode content. That's the channel you're watching right now. And I've also got Galarian Gold for all Pokemon content, Pokemon card openings, Pokemon video game content. So subscribe to all the channels of Red Vibe. They'll appear at the end of the video. And without further ado, I'm going to leave you. Love you. I'll see you later. Gang.